We talk a lot about how expensive life is and ways to try to save money. The cost of living is rising across the country. So pretty good timing for a book about being frugal. The book is called Cheapskate in Lotusland. That's because the author is from Vancouver. Steve Burgess is the author, and he joins us now on the line. Good afternoon, Steve.
Hello, Montreal. Great to be here.
Hello. Yeah. So, I guess when you live in Vancouver, you have to be frugal.
Absolutely. I think everybody feels that way across the country, but in Vancouver, the price of housing are ridiculous.
Yeah.
And also, I'm pretty sure that we pay some of the highest gas prices in the country. It's pretty high out here.
Yeah.
And, when it comes to food and things like that, we've got a lot of competition, and you can do almost as well as you can in a lot of other places, but certainly transportation and housing out here, very expensive.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned food too. I have one, my son lived in Whistler, my daughter lives in Vancouver, and certainly in Whistler, food is a big problem. In Vancouver and Whistler, housing is a big problem. But these are all problems that we're seeing in Montreal too. So why did you decide to write the book?
It was actually the publisher's idea. I pitched about another couple of things. I went up to, I don't know how familiar people are with BC. I went up to the area of Pender Harbor on the Sunshine Coast. That's where the publisher is based. And they were putting me up for the night, and the publisher took me to a supermarket first and said, maybe you want to get some supplies for the night. And he watched me in the supermarket. And the next day they said no to both of the proposals I gave them. But then he said, I saw you in the supermarket. You should write about that.
Why? Your mouth was hanging open?
What I've been doing is I've been roaming up and down the aisle saying, look at this price, look at this price. This compares to Vancouver, and this compares, and this is a good deal. And this, he just watched me and thought, well, okay, this is a guy who could probably write about it. Right. And then once he gave me the idea, I began to realize how many different aspects of frugality there are. There are so many ways that the topic touches our lives and touches on various aspects of life, like waste. Mm-hmm. And also, finding your priorities. That's one of the big things. It's like to be frugal to some extent is to find out what your priorities are, what you want to spend money on, and then what you're not going to waste money on. And that's a good strategy in life, not just, financially, but overall to find out what it is that you care about the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. So what is some of your advice for people to figure that out?
Well, okay. I admit I checked the forecast for Montreal just before the interview, and you guys are like -8 right now, I think.
Yeah, luxury. That's warm for us here, Steve.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to be glib and say from Vancouver, you should get a bicycle. Maybe this is the wrong time of year to say that, but I tell you something, if you can find a way to get away from a vehicle ownership, that is one way to save a lot of money. And it helps you, it helps your finances, it helps the environment, it even helps civic infrastructure. And I know everybody wants to move heaven and earth to save civic infrastructure. But I heard you guys just a few moments ago talking about bus routes and so on. If you can find a way to make it work without a car, boy, that's a great way to save a lot of money. Mm-hmm. You never have to worry about the price of gas and insurance. Even if you have an electric car, there's insurance and so on. So that's one great thing. Again, maybe easier said than done, but I tell you, if you can find ways to avoid debt is just a killer. Interest payments are like setting your money on fire. And on a more prosaic, smaller level, get over your fear of expiry dates. Get those packages with 30 and 50% off stickers, because it's not poison. It's just a suggestion that the retailer is going to take this thing off the shelf at a certain point. But honestly, the products are perfectly good for the most part. And so, you can save money when you get over your fear of expiry dates.
I guess it's funny. It's the small things, because the big things are more difficult. Cars, that's another issue. And housing, it's hard for many people to even find housing, let alone affordable housing. But, it made me think of my grandmother, who lived through the Depression, who used to reuse tea bags and hang paper towels to dry. Because I understand you have some tips like that too, like something about reusing dental floss. Is that true, Steve?
I'm afraid it's a shameful thing that I do it. Within
Your own.
limits. But I use. But that's right. I'm not using other people's dental floss.
Okay. Just
That's
checking.
the key
I'm
thing. I think people go, ooh, but it's my own dental floss, so it's my own mouth. But yeah, I know there are people. I'm actually shocked. People are horrified by that. You reuse your dental floss.
Okay, but how? How do you do that? Like
you just use different parts of it. Like I take a a big string of dental floss,
Yeah.
you're wrapping some of it around your fingers and everything, and then you just find a part of it that hasn't really been used. And
how's
and
your love life,
eventually-
Steve?
This is one of the things underlying the book is that I only have to answer to myself. I understand that.
Yeah.
It's like I don't have kids. I don't have a partner. That makes it really easy
Yeah.
because nobody is looking at me with their jaw open and going, "Oh my God, I'm going back to mother." It's easy. It's
Yeah.
easier for me to live because I've only got myself to answer to.
Fair enough, but I think it's a timely reminder that because sometimes I think we've all kind of lost it, like clothing, and we buy a lot. And
so much of our retail environment is set up to encourage impulse buying.
yeah.
And really, to be more serious, one of the things that I'm really talking about is just being more conscious.
Yeah.
Being more conscious and being less careless. Because when you're in a store, carelessness is deadly. You really need to start thinking about what it is that you need. And if you get a great deal on mango-scented dryer sheets, it's not really a good deal, there's gluten-free budgie food. It doesn't matter how good a deal you got. It's not going to be money well spent.
Mm-hmm.
So you just need to be more conscious about your trips to the store and avoid impulse buying. And look, I'm not immune to it. There was a time there when my income spiked a little bit. I was hosting a TV show and I had
Woohoo.
a little bit more money, and I developed this absolute love for Italian shoes. And now they mock me. I have this closet full of Italian shoes that are not suitable for cycling, and I get around, and they're just gathering dust.
Yeah.
So, I know that we're all prone to falling in love with something and throwing our money away.
Absolutely.
And I've done that myself. But, if you can be more conscious, I guess, I hesitate to use this word because I hear it more from the younger people, but intentional is a word. That I'm hearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, more conscious
and more
and
intentional in your spending.
Okay. Well, Steve, I'm going to have to let you go, but it is quite a Vancouver word. You do know that.
Oh, there you go. I've absorbed it.
It's a delight talking to you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. That's
Steve Burgess. He's the author of Cheapskate in Lotusland, a book about being frugal.
I'm Dylan Playfair.
And I'm Tyler Smith.
We're putting loneliness in the penalty box by talking to some of our favorite athletes about the importance of friendship.
This is Bromance.
Bromance is brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers, proudly Canadian-owned and operated. Charm has been part of your love stories and bromances for over 50 years.
And you can find Bromance on the iHeartRadio network or wherever you get your podcasts.